This Airsoft GI TV episode is brought to you in part by G&G Armament and TSD Airsoft. Welcome back to Airsoft GI TV. I am your host Tim, and I'm here with Hendrix De Leon. He's one of my friends, and he works for Echo One. Hendrix, how are you today?
Doing good. How you doing?
Pretty good. I know who you are. I've been friends for a little while. Tell the camera who you are and what you do for Echo One.
I'm Hendrix. I work for Echo One. I've been into airsoft quite some time now. I would say 10 to 12 years. I guess my first introduction was, I guess, just like everybody with Springers. At that time, really, that was the only thing available for us. I got into airsoft seriously about, I would say, 6 to 7 years. That's really when I really bought my first real airsoft. From then on, you know, messed around with it, opened it. To this day, I'm still learning. You know, play airsoft every week religiously. I just like playing. I mean, it's good. It's fun. You know.
Of course.
Basically, at Echo One, I do mostly the marketing, product research. All it is really is I get to play with all the new toys.
You have the most fun.
Yeah, you know, I get to get the new product, basically test it out in the field, upgrade it, make sure it can handle what it's, you know, what it can, and if there's any failures or anything improvement, basically I tell, hey, this needs to be redone. Maybe we can redo this, change the part in this.
So you're kind of like on the marketing and R&D side, sort of, because of your experience?
Yeah, basically I take my experience, you know, since I'm out in the field, you know, play, you know, with the players, I see what they're looking for, what they're asking for.
That's really a cool thing that sets Echo One apart, in addition to what I want to get into is your warranty. Before Echo One came about, I remember back then, there was no warranty with guns. You know, even some people that paid, you know, $600 for a lot of their high-end Japanese guns, if it broke, you were out of luck. Can you elaborate a little bit on Echo One's warranty?
Yeah, the warranty, I've heard there's a, you know, online has been, it's like, oh, warranty is non-existent for Echo One, it's bogus, things like that. When we established Echo One, the warranty was established at the same time. That was one of our main things, is to have warranty for the product that we have. Because like you said, you know, those at that time, you know, that void, the high-end AG's warranty was almost to non-existent. You know, basically a player would purchase this AG. If it breaks, it's like, what do I do now? You know, most of them would just upgrade it because they have no choice.
Either that or scrap it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what exactly we didn't want to do, is to have them buy a product, and when it does break, and we just don't want them to throw it away and buy a new one. We want to support the product that we have. So doing that, you know, we offer the 30-day warranty. Basically what it is anything in your gun internally breaks. Let's say, you know, when you jam something, you know, you're most likely going to strip a piston, maybe your bevel gears, you know, strip, things like that. You know, all you do is you contact us. Let's say, hey, Echo One, we have, I bought this AEG from this, you know, all the details. What we do is we try to diagnose that problem. You know, we're going to send you basically an email or a phone, you know, give you a phone call. It's like, hey, what's wrong with your gun? Does it shoot? Does it click? Does it have any power? Things like that.
I think this is the issue that people are having problems with, because I think that they feel that when you're asking them all these questions instead of just taking the gun back, they feel like you're kind of edging them off, like
kind of pushing them away. Yeah. I understand where you're getting the problem. Really, what we're doing is we're not trying to push them away. What we're doing is we, instead of just say send us the gun and, you know, we'll get it back and fix it. We're trying to prevent the downtime for them from not having a gun. Because really, you'd be surprised what most of the, I would say, inquiry for RMAs or warranty is. It's really the simplest things.
Like the fuses and stuff.
The fuses, you know, the wiring, the battery's not fully charged, so the battery locked up. So it's like, hey, my gun doesn't work, doesn't shoot. We basically trying to educate them, really. You know, we tell them, hey, have you done this? You know, because you know, if the battery's not fully charged, when the gun shoots at 400 or 390 or so, it's just gonna lock up. So you gotta charge the battery, things like that. Because we want them to be educated enough so they, you know, they can enjoy the product more. You know, so they basically can maintain it.
So you don't want them to send you the gun if it's something that they can do themselves.
Exactly, which could take less than 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, or a fuse swap usually takes about 10 seconds.
Yeah, we'll basically walk him through. Now, if we find that there is an issue, basically what we do is they send us the gun. What we do is when we get the guns, we'll diagnose it, see what it is. When we find it, fix the problem. We'll pay for the labor. We'll pay for the part, and also once it's finished, we'll ship it directly to the customer. We'll pay for the shipping. And anything in other case, if we have any swags or things like that, we'll send it out, some kill rags, hats, things like that.
Anything you have at arm's reach.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to talk a little bit about your collaboration with other companies. For example, the minigun is pretty cool. I mean, you guys made that together with CAW. Can you tell us exactly what your involvement was in that?
We did the R&D for them. We tested the minigun. We found out, hey, it's not working with this BB, it's too hard. You know, maybe the spindle was chopping BBs, so we had to change material. We must have changed like 5 different materials. The nozzles, it's just too soft, so it's keep breaking. So we had changed that to different. Basically, we're the ones that's doing the R&D for them.
So you R&D it, and then they manufacture it.
Exactly.
That's how it kind of
they
works
made the prototype, gave us the prototype. From there, we torture test the thing. Make sure that, basically we're trying to find flaws, and from there, then that's really where the minigun came about.
So that's how the collaborations work. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Master Series Mk5. All right, that's not a collaboration, that's all Echo One. It's a pretty revolutionary product. Can you shed some light on this one? It's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, the idea actually came about to us when we're at an event, and a friend of mine, usually during an event before that, people try to upgrade their guns, sight their guns, make sure they shoot, get ready for it. It takes it's really painstaking, and during that time, we got there, maybe an hour from the game, most of his gun broke, actually all of them, and he's like, well, what does he do now, So that's really where our ideas came about. Basically, is to have two guns in one package. You'll be able to take this gun to go anywhere. You can play CQB or you can play outdoor. The 350 and the 400.
That's why you have the 2 gearboxes.
The 2 gearbox.
Was it a challenge to get the price down? Because you're basically paying for one gun. I mean, it's just under the price for that gun. It's just under $300.
Yeah, that's actually one of the first issue we had with that was, it's doable. It's doable with anything. It's finding the right price for it. It was a challenge. It was really hard to kind of get to that point. At first we wanted to do barrel swap, things like that, to kind of see the FPS wise, the 350 and the 400. Finally, we got to the point where the 2 gearbox was where really Echo One is the affordability of it and the performance.
So you were able to find the happy medium.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, this is where it gets tough, because I think this is the question that everybody wants to know. This whole rebranding issue, it's been thrown around all over the internet. I know you guys are aware of it, and it's been asked of you before. But we want to squash the rumors all right now. Can you shed some light on this? What is this rebranding thing that people are coming out with? Airsoft GI would like to take a moment and thank our sponsors, Echo One USA and ZShot.com, Sistema's US-based distributor.